The story of the Lazy Camel. In the beginning, when the world was new and the animals were just beginning to work for man, there was a camel. He lived in the middle of the howling desert because he did not want to work. He ate sticks and thorns, and when anybody spoke to him, he said, "Hump, just hump, and no more." One day the horse came to him with a saddle on his back. The horse said, "Camel, oh camel, come out and trot like the rest of us." "Hump," said the camel. The horse went away and told man. Then the dog came to him with a stick in his mouth and said, "Camel, oh camel, come and carry the stick for man like the rest of us." "Hump," said the camel. The dog went away and told man. Soon the ox came with a yoke on his neck and said, "Camel, oh camel, come and plough for man like the rest of us." "Hump," said the camel. The ox went away and told man. At the end of the day, man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, "Three, O three, the hump thing is in the desert won't work, so I am going to leave him alone. You must work double time to make up for it." That made the three very angry, and they held a meeting in a corner of the howling desert. The camel came chewing thorns and laughed at them. Then he said, "Hump," and went away again. Suddenly, rolling in a cloud of dust, there came along the jinn in charge of all desert. Jinn always travel that way because they know magic. "Jinn of all deserts," said the horse, "is it right for anyone to be idle?" "Certainly not," said the jinn. "Well," said the horse, "there's a thing in the middle of your howling desert with a long neck and long legs, and he does not do any work." "Hui," said the jinn, whistling. "That's my camel." "What does he say?" "He says hump," said the dog. "Does he say anything else?" asked the jinn. "Only hump," said the ox. "Very good," said the jinn. "I'll give him a hump. Wait a minute." The jinn rolled himself up in his dust cloak and then blew across the desert and found the camel looking at his own reflection in a pool of water. "My friend," said the jinn, "what's this I hear of your doing no work?" "Hump," said the camel. The jinn sat down with his chin in his hand and began to think of a great magic. While the camel looked at his own reflection in the pool of water and said, "Hump, I won't say that again if I were you," said the jinn. "You have said it once too often." But the camel said hump again. No sooner had he said it than he saw his back, that he was so proud of, popping up and up into a great big hump. "Do you see that?" said the jinn. "That's your very own hump that you've brought upon your very own self by not working. Now you are going to work." "How can I?" said the camel. "With this hump on my back, that's made for a purpose," said the jinn. "You will be able to work now for 3 days without eating because you can store food in your hump. And don't you ever say I never did anything for you." And from that day to this, the camel always wears a hump. We call it hump now not to hurt his feelings. With this story, we understand we should not be lazy for any work but do the work that is given to us.